Hey guys, it's Alex. I went to the thrift store with my friend about a week ago, and this thrift store has an awesome policy on books. It's $5 for an entire box, so I got this monstrosity. If you can see that. I don't know. I'm filming blind, but yeah, I got like 20 books. So I decided to do a book haul for y'all. And these are from a thrift store, so they're not all in the greatest condition. But for the price, it's worth it. I'd rather have a book that's a little water damaged than not have a book at all. Like this, you can see slight amounts of water damage and age. But this is Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood, who I love. I don't actually know much about this particular book, but my friend just read Hagseed, and I read The Handmaid's Tale, so we're kind of super into her, and I'm looking forward to reading this. She's gotta loan me Hagseed whenever she feels like it. This is The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, which I have already read, and I actually already owned, but the one I had did not fit my set. The third one was a different edition than the other two, which really bothered me. I wanted the nice complete set. And I still don't think this is the right one, but it's much closer and it looks right. So, yeah. I don't even really like these books. I just wanted to complete the set. I don't really understand the hype at all. And I have The Dead of Night by James Marsden. I've been obsessed with collecting the Tomorrow series. I have the first one, and this is the second one, and I have the seventh one. I'm just missing 3 through 6, and I can't find them at any local library because they're Australian, and I think they're just super popular in Australia and not over here. But basically, an unnamed country that is North Korea but remains unnamed invades Australia, and a group of teenagers has to save Australia. And I don't know, I didn't really like the first one. I want them all so I can read them and know what happens. Let's see. 48 Shades of Brown. It's just a YA book I never really heard of, but it looked kind of interesting. Kid has to stay with his aunt while his parents are in Geneva, and he has life things going on. I don't know. Quick read. It looked cool. Ella Enchanted. I love this book so much. I love the movie too, even though they were so different. It's by Gail Carson Levine. I don't know, but it's such a good book. Like, I highly recommend if you haven't read this and you at all like princessy fairy tale things. Everything she writes is so good. And the movie is good too, even if it was basically not based on this book at all. Gilmore Girls. It's based on the second season episode where... What was it? Oh yeah, Rory tries to join the Puffs, which is this. I don't know, it's Gilmore Girls, so I just had to buy it. Like, that's not a choice I get. It's Gilmore Girls, you get it. Let's see. Jody Pico, Handle with Care. I don't know if you can see my shelf, but I have quite a few Jody Pico books. I also got Plain Truth, but I already had that, so I gave it to my friend. And I have read Handle with Care, and it was okay. I don't know. I'm not as into her as I used to be. I just want to get all her books because I have so many already. I like being surrounded with books. Don Quixote, because I'm a pretentious asshole. Yeah, that's pretty much why I got this book. I haven't read it. It's like 1,000 pages long. But I was an English major, so part of me feels obligated to read the literary canon. Or at least I should pretend like I read the literary canon, which I don't usually. I just read whatever I feel like. H.G. Wells, The War of the Worlds. I'm not super into science fiction, but it's the War of the Worlds, that whole radio show where people thought it was real in like the 30s, I think. I'm guessing, I don't remember. But that's what this is. I think. I'm 95% sure. But, I don't know. Science fiction isn't really my thing, but it's a classic. I always feel obligated to get classics. This is Autobiography of a Face by Lucy Greeley. I hadn't heard of this before, but basically it's about this girl who had cancer, and then part of her jaw was removed, and she got bullied a lot in school, and yeah, I don't know. But I really like creative nonfiction, and it's really hard to find, so I kind of just grab it wherever I can. This might be really good, or it might not, who knows. Ken Follett, A Dangerous Fortune. He wrote Pillars of the Earth, which I also haven't read, but it's on my shelf and I keep meaning to read it. I have since about sophomore year of college. Eventually I will get to it. Mia Hamm's Go for the Goal. A champion's guide to winning in soccer and life. And since my soccer team has lost every game, and I'm currently unemployed and living with my parents, I could use some winning in both soccer and life. Teach me, Mia Hamm. I want to be more like you. Successful. Very successful. James Frey's My Friend Leonard. I read A Million Little Pieces. I own A Million Little Pieces, which is about his drug addiction. It's a memoir, but like, there was that whole scandal with him. It came out like he lied about a bunch of it, and it wasn't true, and I don't know. But I really liked his writing style, and I liked the story, so, you know. This looks vaguely good. This is about, shockingly enough, his friend Leonard. I figure if it's anything like his other book, I'll like it. Even if it's not true. I read fiction mostly anyway, I'll just pretend this is fiction. This is Bee Season by Mila Goldberg. It's about a spelling bee. Yeah, I don't really know much about it, but Mila Goldberg is pretty cool. We read a short story by her in one of my writing classes in college, and the Decemberists wrote a song about her. So, she must be pretty cool. I just saw the Decemberists in concert like 2 weeks ago, so I figured, hey, might as well get a book by Mila Goldberg. It's supposed to be really good, though. I've heard good things. This is Ava Luna by Isabel Allende. I read some short stories by her in college, in a class I took that sucked, but it's Isabel Allende. I just feel like everyone should read her at some point. Even though I'm not super into magical realism, I don't know. It's Isabel Allende. How can you say no to that? Oops. These are both by Amelia Atwater Rhodes, who I was super into in middle school and high school. I think like everyone was, at least in middle school. Like, I'm not usually into these kinds of books, like the supernatural, vampires and stuff, but she published her first book when she was like 12 or 13, and I was a writer as a kid, so I was like, oh my god, I want to be like her, and now I'm 23, and I still have not published anything, so I should let go of that dream, but I still love her, and this was my favorite book by her, so I'm excited to reread both of these. Ugh, missing my youth. And I'm missing one book that was in here. Oh, there it is. These are both by Jillian Flynn. It's Gone Girl, which I read for a traveling book club like 2 years ago. everyone's read Gone Girl or seen it by now. So, it was really good. This is another book by her, Dark Places, which I have not read yet. And I don't know much about it, but I really enjoyed Gone Girl, so I'm super excited to read it. Like, I'll probably start that soon. I've almost picked this up a few times at Barnes & Noble, but I'm really cheap and broke, so I just waited until I found another thrift store. So yeah, that was my 20 massive books from the haul, which was really awesome, and that's why this thrift store is my favorite thrift store. But I will let y'all know how I liked the books that I haven't read yet, that I do read, which won't be all of them, but like I'll probably read a few of them. So yeah, bye guys.